time to go dig some peanuts again. So my brother's back there looking at how the depth is to see if we need to go deeper, or as he's telling me to go a little bit deeper. So I'm gonna just do a few clicks right here, see what that looks like, because we do not want the digger to chop off any peanuts if we're going too high. So we're okay with having a little bit more root on the plants, just so that we don't chop off any peanuts. That way no peanuts stay in the ground. We did also make a slight adjustment to our 3-point hitch here. Adjusted that already. So far it's looking really good. I'm gonna go out here in a little bit and then check to see how it's doing, see how many peanuts we have, but just from here in the cab, it looks really good. So currently going about 3.4 miles an hour. It's looking really well, really good. And we got actually quite a few peanuts on this field, so it looks really good. So I'm really excited. I think we're gonna get a pretty good yield off of this field, so I'm pretty excited about that. Currently I'm actually not using GPS. There you go, you can see I'm not using GPS, and the reason why is, if you watch some of the other videos, you know that we had listed beds. So this tractor basically just sits in the row by itself. You don't even need GPS. I'll probably turn on the GPS if I'm getting into the rows, but other than that, I just leave GPS off and it just drives itself. But once I get to that end, I'm gonna climb out of the tractor and then I'll let y'all take a look at what kind of peanuts we have here. So coming out here looking at these peanuts, you can tell, man, there's just a lot of peanuts on these plants. They look really well. I like it. I'm hoping for a really good yield off of this field. It's going to be very exciting. We had a little bit of an issue, if I can find a spot on any of these plants, which doesn't look like right now. Nope. We have a few black peanuts every now and then. And what the black peanuts is pod rot. And basically pod rot is a disease. You can spray for it, but some years are different than others. Some years it's worth it to spray for it, and some years it's not. We sprayed the chemical to help with the disease on some of our other fields, but this particular field we didn't. We didn't think it needed it, and now looking at it, there's still quite a few black peanuts, but we think if we would have sprayed for it, we might have not gotten our money in return for it. Oh, look here, there you go, just some black rotted peanuts. There's not much, but they're there. But overall it's not too bad, but you know, it's there. Depth is looking good. We got nice roots here. That's what we want. We do not want the peanuts to be cut off at the bottom, so we like having a little bit of extra root on top. Plus the field is very uneven, so one row will be like this, and the next row, as you can see, there's quite a bit of root on this one. Then this next one, almost no root. So field is a little bit uneven, so having a little bit of extra root is okay. That'll be fine. Yeah, let's get back to digging. And you don't come across that often, but this spot right here, there's a few spots like that across the field. Those would be spider mites. So they pretty much just kill the plant, but there's not many of those. There's maybe 1 or 2 spots across the entire field, so that's not bad either. So that's another risk we took. We had a little 5-gallon spray tank that we just used. We put a little bit of the chemical in there to get rid of spider mites. We just put that in the 5-gallon tank and then just kind of spot sprayed wherever we needed to, but I guess that's probably one spot that we maybe missed. this guy. I do not want him there, because he was messing up on some of the peanuts here, and I didn't like that he was sitting right here on top of the peanuts. So away he goes. Might as well check, see how everything else is looking back here. It's not clumping up by any of these rollers, doesn't look like it. Maybe a little bit in that one, but that one's okay because it's in the middle. That one's also a different style blade kind of thing, but yeah, we're looking good. Still good depth. Yeah, I should get back in my tractor. Oh, might as well take that one away from there too. You don't need to be there either. All right, now time to get back in my tractor. Sure is a bit dusty today. But so far, it's still working really good. Haven't had any issues yet. So, just if you're curious, I'll roughly explain on how this machine works, how this peanut digger works. It's not very complicated. It's actually quite simple. But I'll just do a brief little explanation and just show you kind of how it works. So first things first, on the bottom here, you have these blades, which they're all covered in dirt now. These blades go underneath the ground and they chop off the peanuts right there at the roots. Chops it off. There's these belts right here. These belts, they go all the way up and over, and they will, let me get out of here. They'll go up and over, come out the back, drop the peanuts. These rollers back here, they'll keep spinning. They'll kind of help guide the peanuts onto these bars, and then these bars, they'll flip over the peanuts to where they'll be sitting upside down like this. And then these peanuts, the reason why they have to be upside down like this is because you can't harvest the peanuts wet, just like with a lot of other things like corn or something, except for corn, you have it above ground and it's all on the stalk and it dries like that. Like this, we have to get it out of the ground, let it sit in the sun for quite a few days and let it dry like this. We can't put it in a dryer or anything, so you have to just dig it up out of the ground, let the sun do all the work for you. So yeah, pretty basic machine. We also made a modification to ours. We have these bars on here. You can tell this is very well put together. This is some chains and bolts and whatnot, and what we just use these for is just kind of to level out the ground a little bit, because it is kind of hollow here in the middle. You can see there's a gap in between here. It'll pretty much just pushes some dirt together. You can see what it kind of did here. Push some dirt together just to where the peanuts are not sitting in a valley and they're sitting kind of on top. So yeah, basic little peanut digger. Or not little, but big peanut digger. This is an 8-row peanut digger. A lot of people around here, they'll run 6-row peanut diggers, but we have an 8-row. And you might be thinking this is an overkill tractor for this 8-row peanut digger. Well, it's overkill on power, but it needs the weight in the front because this machine is very back heavy. So we need the extra weight in the front, a little bit heavier for a tractor. Plus this tractor keeps the unit a whole lot straighter, and digging straighter down the rows is a lot nicer than not digging straight down the rows. But yeah, basic machine. If you have any more questions, comment down below. I'll try to do my best to answer any of them. But yeah, let's get back to digging peanuts. and everything's still looking good. Oh, by the way, I did get a comment the other day on what these bars right here are, and we put those on there just like aftermarket, just we made it ourselves. That's just to help guide the peanuts over to the back a little bit. For now, it doesn't really help much with bigger peanuts, but we put them on there just because some years we had very small peanuts and not very good ones, and putting these on there helped with just a little bit, so we just put that on there ourselves. And I also got a comment on how expensive this machine is. That I actually do not know. I do not know the price of this machine, but what I do know is we bought this machine many years ago, so whatever a new one would cost is a whole lot different than what this machine cost. I know we were looking into buying an Amadas peanut digger, but I don't think that might ever happen because there's pros and cons to both peanut diggers. But I think you can get like a good used one for I think 30,000-40,000 maybe, something like that. But almost done, just this last little few rounds right here. Look at all the dust! Seem to have an issue here. There you go. Well, so far everything still checks out good. Got this. What is this? 2 more rounds? 1 round? And we're close to being done. The last pass, and that is it. Since this field is now done, I am going to be going to the next field, which that is going to be a good hour drive from here. So I gotta drive an hour to there, I'm gonna park it there and call it a day. So while I'm driving by here, but I first gotta get off the road because there's like a million vehicles on the road today, which, why? Anyways, this right here to my left is our field, and earlier today we actually had a fire here on the one corner of this field, and luckily a great neighbor of ours, he was here to lend a hand. He got to the fire before us. He had a tractor with a discer behind it, so he was able to get that fire out really quickly. I am just really happy that it did not catch any of our machines on fire, because all of our machines are right here on this field. This is the field that we're going to harvest peanuts next. All of our machines were here just on the other side on this corner, so I'm really glad nothing burned down on this side. So I know the fire was not started by someone else. It looks like the fire was started from like an electrical pole. Maybe a bird or something got up on the wires, made a spark, and then caused a fire on the ground. So luckily it wasn't our machines. And here at the next field, but it is the end of the video, so I want to thank y'all for watching.